Was that a Jim Coventry reference? A RotoWire Jim Coventry reference here
I think
on
it was a
Monkey Knife?
subconscious one. Like he just kind of like his football guy, just aura. It just kind of sinks into the brain after a while.
Absolutely love it. It's like your mustache to me. It's just like it's such a pleasant thing to look at on a Monday morning, breaking down some football. It really brings the show together. What's going on, everyone, and welcome into a Monkey Knife Fights preview show for Monday Night Football. I'm Conner Rowntree. That's John McKechnie. John, how are we doing this Monday?
I'm great. We just got to enjoy another awesome week of NFL action. I thought that yesterday, despite the kind of shorter slate, all these teams on a bye, we still got treated to some pretty great action. I mean, the Texans game, how weird was that? Checking in as, almost 3 touchdown underdogs and almost winning outright in Dallas. We got the Lions looking more and more legit by the week. Everyone's talking about how, oh, the Vikings are underdogs. Like, what does Vegas know? It's like, well, they clearly knew because the Lions seem to just be legit. They make all these gutsy play calls. Just a lot of fun. It's hard not to. I know you're a Bears guy, but that Detroit's been down bad for so long. It's hard to not feel good about what's going on there in the Motor City.
Yeah, I'm jealous of Dan Campbell. I love that guy. Clutch third down conversion to an O lineman. Like, you got to love that kind of football.
Yeah.
That's just entertainment at its finest. So completely with you on that. And then, I think one of the biggest stories was the weather yesterday. Buffalo, the freezing rain, the snow, and keeping that game to the under. And I think we have another fun one here on Monday night. We have the Patriots, we have the Cardinals, and I feel like this is a Mac Jones performance, a make or break game for Mac Jones. The Arizona Cardinals pass defense is horrendous. They really are bad. Mac Jones has been questioned. Is he the guy? Is he not the guy? He's been replaced. Other guys have started. Now he's back. And the Cardinals are giving up a QB rating, a quarterback rating on average over 101. So if you're going to yell at your coordinators that you would like to pass the ball more, for lack of a better term, this is the matchup. And I'm going to have to take more. I think Patricia's going to say, okay, you want to act like that? Let's see it. And this is a great matchup for him to do it. And the Patriots need to get this win. So let's go into Arizona. Let's throw the ball a little bit. Let's mix things up because there's such a run-heavy attack with Stevenson because it's so effective. So I think he could actually get the more here.
I think so too. I don't know why they kind of went away with what they did in Minnesota on Thanksgiving night when they faced the Bills last week. The offense kind of went into a shell, couldn't get anything going. Obviously, the Bills have a better defense than the Vikings, but the game plan to be flipped the way that it did after they actually looked pretty good offensively against Minnesota. I thought that was a really big head scratcher, and I guess not that surprising given our opinions of old Matt Patricia with the pencil in the ear and everything. But yeah, I think this is a prime spot for Mac Jones to deliver. The Cardinals just kind of have no home field advantage to speak of. It's not like that's a particularly tough place to play, so the conditions should be good for Jones. Set up nicely. It's a low number, 225.5. I'm on the more as well.
Now, Kyler Murray, this is an interesting one because when he's fully effective, it's his legs and he's running for almost 100 yards. He's throwing for over 300 yards. But I feel like this Patriots team could really limit this pass game. James Conner and this Arizona run game, I'm not sold on it. I'm not. And I think if they can force Murray to pass, keep him spied, it could be a recipe for success. And even with that strategy, I don't know if he gets to 240.5, John.
Yeah, I'm skeptical on Kyler too. I think, coming into this season, I don't think any of us would have expected to see his more or less posted at anything under, 250, 260, something like that. We're so accustomed to him, putting up some pretty gaudy stats, but in reality, he hasn't been all that effective this year. Now, to be fair, missing DeAndre Hopkins for the first chunk of the season gets him back. Marquise Brown is out. This, I believe, is the first time or one of the first times that both Hopkins and Brown will be on the field together this season. That was kind of their off-season vision. They get rid of Christian Kirk. They bring in Marquise Brown, spend a first-rounder to do it, and now he gets all the weapons around him. But I don't think that it clicks right away either, Connor. I'm taking the less on Kyler here.
Well, we're in step with the quarterbacks. I think it's shaping up to be a fun game, right? Both teams need a win. I mean, the Patriots actually really need one. Arizona, for all intents and purposes, the season's over. But this is going to be set up for fun, and I really hope that we see the Mac Jones pass attack, and I hope that we see Kyler extend the field like we have in the past, like you said, and like I said before. Where's that 300-yard guy? Where's that exciting Kyler Murray that's beating Buffalo on the last play of the game? Where's that quarterback that's leading those exciting comebacks? So that's what I'd like to see. I'd like to have a fun one. His rushing line is 35.5 yards. I think he can. I like that. I like the more there.
I don't know. Coming off the bye, like he should be about as close to full strength as we'll see him. I just don't know if he's gonna be able to get outside the pocket enough. I think they're gonna do a really good job of containing him, keeping him in. Matthew Judon has been such a beast coming off the edge and everything. So I think we're going to see him maybe be not as effective on the ground this evening. I will go less there.
All right. Well, with Kyler Murray, it only takes one. That's just what I got to hope for. Devontae Parker here, just because he's on the screen and there's not too many Patriots receivers to talk about. He seems like the go-to situation guy. When Mac Jones needs a completion, he seems to be turning to Parker. At least that's what I'm noticing on tape. And I think Parker can go over 40 yards in this matchup. If I'm projecting Mac Jones to go over 225.5, he likes to spread the ball around. I think it will be a big receiving day for the running backs. But I also think he's going to make a point to pass the ball to his wide receivers, and that in turn leads to more than 40 yards for Devontae Parker. So I'm going to take the more on that. John, what do you think?
Yeah, this sets up pretty nicely for Parker. Like you said, it's a pretty low number. The Patriots do really spread the ball around. There could be 6, 7, 8 pass catchers that are getting involved, and there's no real like target monster on this Patriots team. Like everyone's under 15% of the target share. There are weeks where Ramondre Stevenson is the most targeted guy in that offense, which not really a great strategy again from this offense, but here we are. But even still, I do think that Parker is the quote unquote alpha of this receiving core just by strict definition alone, and so I will go with the more than 40 as well.
Was that a Jim Coventry reference? A RotoWire Jim Coventry reference here on the.
I think it was a subconscious one. Like he just kind of like his football guy, just aura. It just kind of sinks into the brain after a while.
I absolutely love it. It's like your mustache to me. It's just like it's such a pleasant thing to look at on a Monday morning, breaking down some football. It really brings the show together. Now, this is the exciting part. DeAndre Hopkins. As hard as we want to be on Kyler Murray, what DeAndre Hopkins is doing is unbelievable. Some of the catches this guy makes, steroids or not, allegations or not, his hand-eye coordination is unbelievable. And I'm taking the more on him. He's just one of those guys for me where I see that number. It's like Cooper Kupp. It's one of those alpha receivers that I'm encouraged that will get the job done more often than not.
Yeah, he could definitely get this number, and we still see Kyler struggle overall. There have been tons of examples where Hopkins does his thing, but no one else really on this offense gets it done. I'm picturing something like that tonight. I don't think the Patriots cornerback personnel is really built to stop DeAndre Hopkins tonight. So I think that he turns in a pretty strong performance here. I like the more.
Now, because he's on the screen and we were kind of talking about how Ramondre Stevenson, you alluded to it before, that he's led this team in receptions in some games, a reception line of 5.5. Is Mac Jones going to throw is he going to, we assume that he's going to be spreading the ball out. That's my game script coming in just because of comments, right, that we saw. So is he going to be checking it down 6 times to Stevenson, John?
Yeah, and even still, is he catching all of them? So, I mean, we're going to need a lot of targets going his way in order for him to hit this number. I think we're going to be close here. That's a perfect number from the MKF folks. I am going to go with less in this one. That's just a little bit too rich for my blood.
Yeah, no, I think you could tell by my tone I was kind of alluding to that. I like Mac Jones to spread it out through the air. One other guy that we have to talk about, Marquise Brown, back in the lineup. What's Hollywood going to do? That's 55.5 yards, more than attainable for. I love these guys that could do it on one play. I love the one play, like boomer bust, do it on a screenplay, catch the ball behind the line of scrimmage, get the big guys out in front, clear pathway, gone.
Yeah, no, he's absolutely capable of that. He's a home run, big play waiting to happen. This is his first game back from that foot injury. It seems like he's going to be all good to go. There's going to be no Rondale Moore, so targets should be there. But I think that he turns in a game where he gets kind of shut down, a little bit flustered. I think that again things work out pretty nicely for Hopkins tonight, but I don't think everything clicks. That's why I'm in on the less for Kyler, and I think part of that is a lower yardage game from one Marquise Brown.
I like it. I like it. And I try to, it's just always hard. Those boomer bust guys are always such a tough read. Those are that's just a stomach churning one. Like like bad eggnog on the holidays. That's what Marquise Brown at 55.5 is, because it's so attainable, but it's not likely. It's not likely. All right.
Queasy.
Let's get into a touchdown dance now. Make me feel a little bit better. Dance it out of the system, shake it out. This should be fun. This should be a fun one, because I think Stevenson is the guy to turn to on the goal line for the Patriots. He can catch the ball out of the backfield. DeAndre Hopkins, we talked about it. I think if anything does happen for that offense, it goes through him. And then I will actually go with Devontae Parker, because I pumped him up, and I do think one-on-one matchups, I know he's a little older, but he can still win a matchup. So I like Parker in the red zone to get some separation.
Yeah, no, that's a great trio right there. I think it's hard to go just because we're not expecting a ton of points in this game. So we might be lucky to get 3 total touchdowns in this matchup overall. But I think that it's hard to go away from Stevenson and Hopkins. I will differentiate by going with one. Let's see if he's on the board. One Tyquan Thornton, the rookie out of Baylor. He's been getting about 15 to 20 snaps per week over these last few games. And sort of what your analysis on Marquise Brown is, very similar thing applies to Thornton. Like, he is so fast. I think he was the fastest receiver at the combine this past year. So if he gets some space, he could go. He's got just enough of a role to where I feel comfortable he's going to get some looks and maybe cash in on one of them. So give me Thornton as my third.
Yeah. I really like your call there that there might only be 3 touchdowns if we're lucky, because these defense, I'm just hoping it's going to be exciting. I'm hoping Mac Jones is going to spread the ball out. I'm hoping he's going to throw and put up points, and in turn force Kyler Murray to do Kyler Murray-esque 2021 things. That's what I want. I want an entertaining game for Monday Night Football. We got some snow up here in Canada. It's like, give me a little holiday spirit. Give me some holiday cheer here. Now, one name that we didn't talk about before we go was James Conner. I alluded to it at the start of the show that I don't think I just think they're going to make Kyler throw, or try to make Kyler throw. And I still don't think that's going to be successful. As I said, I'm taking the less on James Conner, and I'm taking the less on Kyler Murray's passing line. I just don't see much happening. And James Conner has lost a step. I love his name. Don't get me wrong, but he's lost a step.
Yeah. James Conner, awesome player. But I think that last year, all those touchdowns, like it was very clearly a case of regression incoming for him, and that's exactly kind of what's happened this year. I don't think they're going to get much going on the ground myself, so yeah, I'm taking less on one James Conner here.
Final predictions for Monday Night Football, John.
All right, give me the Patriots 23, so 2 touchdowns and 3 field goals, one of those, and give me the Cardinals 17.
One of those. Yeah, I think I'm comfortable with the under tonight. I really like this Patriots defense to go out and try to keep their wild card hopes alive and keep their season alive here, and shut down what is an inferior Cardinals team, or what is playing like it. I like the Patriots to get, I'm going to go 21-14. I like a low scoring game. I think if they do score, there's going to be touchdowns. I think both teams are going to push for those crucial points on prime time to secure the win. I'm sensing some Cliff Kingsbury 4th downs that do not work. John, what do you think of that take?
Once that sense starts setting in, it's hard to ignore it. You know that once you start getting into the coaching element of a matchup and you land on Cliff Kingsbury, it's like, oh yeah, something dumb's about to happen tonight. Nice.
John, let the people know where they can find all your great content.
You can follow me over on Twitter at Johns_tailgate, posting pictures of ridiculousness from weddings, in addition to some, just half-baked football talk and takes as well. So I got all that. If you're interested in that, hit up John's Tailgate on Twitter.
All right. Well, John, thank you so much for joining us today. Everyone, enjoy the Monday Night Football. I'm Conner Rowntree. That's John McKechnie. Have a great day.